Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Geoscience Explorer. Metamorphic rocks form in parts of the Earth that are not easily observed, yet they provide some of the clearest evidence of how the planet changes over time. Unlike igneous rocks that form from molten material, or sedimentary rocks that accumulate at the surface, metamorphic rocks develop when existing rocks are exposed to new conditions deep within the Earth's crust. These conditions cause minerals to adjust, reorganize, and sometimes change entirely, all while the rock remains solid. The study of metamorphic rocks helps geologists understand processes such as mountain building, crustal thickening, and plate tectonics. Because these rocks record the temperature, pressure, and chemical environment in which they form, they act as natural indicators of Earth's internal activity. By examining igneous rocks at the surface today, scientists are able to reconstruct events that occur far below ground millions of years ago. Metamorphism is the process by which rocks are changed by heat, pressure, and fluids without undergoing melting and occurs in the crust. The original rock that undergoes this transformation is known as the protolith. This protolith may be igneous, sedimentary, or even metamorphic in origin, but once it enters a new environment, its minerals begin to respond to different physical and chemical conditions. During metamorphism, minerals that are stable at lower temperatures and pressures may become unstable. In response, atoms rearrange into new crystal structures that are better suited to the environment. This process occurs in the solid state, meaning that minerals grow and change without becoming liquid. As a result, metamorphic rocks often develop stronger and more tightly interlocked crystal structures than their original forms. Metamorphism does not happen suddenly. It is a gradual process that unfolds over long periods of geologic time. Because changes occur slowly, minerals have time to grow larger and more ordered, producing distinctive textures and mineral assemblages. These features preserve evidence of the conditions under which the rock formed, making metamorphic rocks valuable tools for understanding Earth's interior. Now, the main factors that drive metamorphism are temperature, pressure, and chemically active fluids. These elements work together to alter mineral stability and promote recrystallization. Temperature increases as rocks are buried deeper into the crust. As heat rises, atoms within minerals gain energy and can move more freely, allowing minerals to reorganize into more stable forms. This process is known as crystallization and leads to larger, more tightly bonded crystals. Heat may come from deep burial or from nearby magma bodies that raise the temperature of surrounding rock. Pressure also increases with depth due to the weight of overlying rock, a force called confining pressure. Confining pressure acts equally in all directions and causes minerals to pack closer together. In tectonically active regions, rocks also experience differential stress, which applies pressure unevenly. Differential stress causes minerals to rotate and align in response to the direction of compression. Fluids play an important role by enhancing chemical reactions during metamorphism. Hot, water-rich fluids transport ions through rock, allowing minerals to dissolve and reform more efficiently. Fluids are especially important in deep crustal environments, where they accelerate mineral growth and influence overall rock composition. The term texture refers to the size, shape, and arrangement of minerals within a rock. In metamorphic rocks, texture provides important clues about the conditions under which the rock formed. One of the most important textural distinctions is between foliated and non-foliated rocks. Foliated textures develop when minerals align under differential stress. Flat or elongated minerals, such as mica, rotate so that their long axes are perpendicular to the direction of compression. This alignment produces a layered appearance that reflects the tectonic forces acting on the rock. Foliation may appear as thin, planar surfaces or as broad mineral bands. As metamorphic intensity increases, textural changes gradually. Low-grade metamorphism produces fine-grained rocks with subtle foliation. With increasing temperature and pressure, mineral grains grow larger and become more visible, producing textures that reflect higher metamorphic grade. At the highest grades, minerals may segregate into distinct light and dark bands. Non-foliated textures form when minerals recrystallize without preferred alignment. This typically occurs when pressure is uniform or when the rock lacks minerals that easily align. In these rocks, crystals grow in an interlocking pattern that results in a strong and durable structure. Texture, therefore, records in both the physical and chemical environment of metamorphism. Metamorphic rocks do not all form under the same conditions. The changes that occur within a rock depend on the intensity of temperature and the pressure it experiences, which is described as metamorphic grade. Low-grade metamorphism occurs under relatively mild conditions. In these rocks, minerals are small and alignment may be subtle. As temperature and pressure increase, the rock enters intermediate grades. Here, minerals grow large and become more visible, producing foliated textures. At the highest grade of metamorphism, extreme heat and pressure cause mineral segregation into distinct bands. The minerals present in metamorphic rock provide important clues about its grade. Certain minerals, called index minerals, form only under specific temperature and pressure conditions. Garnet, kyanite, and starlite, for example, appear only once a rock reaches particular depths or heat levels. By identifying these minerals, geologists can estimate the conditions the rock experienced during metamorphism and place it within the correct grade. To organize these conditions further, geologists use the concept of metamorphic facies. Facies are groups of rocks that share similar mineral assemblages and therefore formed under comparable pressure and temperature conditions. This allows scientists to compare rocks from different locations and understand that even if the original rocks were different, similar environmental conditions can produce similar metamorphic results. Understanding metamorphic grade and facies help explain textures. Foliated rocks are typically associated with higher pressure conditions and higher metamorphic grades, whereas non-foliated rocks often form under lower stress or in settings dominated by heat rather than directional pressure. In this way, the concepts of grade and facies provide a framework that links mineral composition, texture, and the geological environment, allowing geologists to interpret the history of the rock in a more systematic way. Now, metamorphic rocks are commonly classified based on their texture and mineral composition. Slate forms from shale under low-grade metamorphic conditions. Its fine-grained size reflects early stages of mineral alignment and recrystallization. As metamorphism progresses, slate transitions into phyllite, which has smooth, slightly shiny surface caused by microscopic mica crystals. With further increases in temperature and pressure, phyllite becomes schist. Schist is characterized by visible mineral grains and strong foliation. It often contains index minerals such as garnet. These minerals help geologists estimate metamorphic conditions. At the highest grades of regional metamorphism, gneiss forms. Gneiss exhibits alternating bands of light and dark minerals, reflecting mineral segregation under intense heat and pressure. Despite significant alteration, gneiss often preserves chemical evidence of its original protolith. Non-foliated metamorphic rocks include marble and quartzite. Marble forms from limestone as calcite crystals recrystallize and grow larger. Quartzite forms from sandstone when quartz grains fuse into dense interlocking mass. Both rocks are strong and resistant, making them important building materials. Metamorphism occurs in distinct geological settings known as metamorphic environments. Regional metamorphism affects large areas and is typically associated with mountain building events at convergent plate boundaries. In these settings, rocks are deeply buried and subjected to high temperature and differential stress over long periods of time. Contact metamorphism occurs when magma intrudes into surrounding rock. Heat from the intrusion alters nearby rock without significantly increasing pressure and forms a zone of altered rock surrounding the intrusion. Rocks formed in this environment are usually non-foliated. Metamorphism also occurs in subduction zones, where oceanic crust is forced beneath another plate. These environments produce high-pressure, low-temperature conditions that result in unique mineral assemblages. Each metamorphic environment produces characteristic rocks that reflect its specific conditions. Metamorphic rocks provide direct evidence of the dynamic nature of Earth's crust. Though they form deep below the surface, they preserved a detailed record of temperature, pressure, and chemical conditions that shaped them over time. By studying these rocks, geologists gain insight into processes such as plate movement, mountain building, and crustal recycling. Metamorphism represents a key stage in the rock cycle, linking surface processes to deep earth dynamics. Rocks are not fixed or permanent. Instead, they respond to changing environments and evolve over geologic time. When metamorphic rocks are exposed by being brought to the surface, they allow us to study environments that would otherwise remain hidden, offering a clearer understanding of how Earth continues to change. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more rock-solid facts and stellar vibes.